out of that chair with thrills and chills, shivers and quivers. You're on our side, aren't you? You'd better be. But don't worry. Instead of the arch criminals haunting us, we're going to haunt them. We're going to scare the daylights out of them. Yes. Welcome, then, friends. Welcome to the mysterious circle of the inner thing.
October had come at last, and we were setting the stage for a Halloween of whimsy and wonder. Hello, my friends. I cannot believe October is finally here. I've been waiting for it all year. Not only because I think it's the best month, but it's also my birthday month. In just a few days, Ryan and I are heading out of town for a little birthday trip, and I am so ready for a change of scenery. We're hoping to catch a little fall foliage while we're away, and if you've been here for a while, you know I've been manifesting crunchy leaves since July. But before we get out of town, there are things that I have to do, starting with getting out Halloween decorations. Because honestly, is it even October if you've wrestled with a tangled string of orange lights or decorated your mantle with a ghost that scares you at 2 a.m.? And this year, after a few years, we're finally throwing another Halloween party in this house, which is both thrilling and mildly overwhelming. And with the trip coming up, I figured getting a head start in decorating for that would save me from scrambling later on. We've got a great outdoor space for gatherings, and I want to get a little crafty with it this year. I've got some DIY projects planned to make it feel a little whimsical, magical, and just the right amount of spooky. So in today's video, we're stepping into an October state of mind, decorating the house for Halloween, bringing some whimsy outside with some DIYs, maybe make some spooky pizzas later, and of course, finishing up with the ultimate October movie marathon. So without further ado, let's get to the video. Decorating for Halloween has always felt like the true start of October to me. Part of it is nostalgia. My birthday is October 10th, and when I was little, I always thought the decorations my mom put up were for me. Like the whole month was mine. She would fill the house with pumpkins and those vintage paper cutouts, and to me it felt like magic. Looking back, it makes sense that I never wanted to be a princess. I wanted to be a witch. The kind who lived in a creaky old Victorian house, stirring potions and lighting candles, like in Practical Magic or Charmed. Movies like Halloween Town completely shaped the way I saw October. I remember staying up late with my best friend, pretending to brew spells in the kitchen. In reality, we were just mixing condiments and spices into the most vile concoctions imaginable. But to us, it was spell work. Those stories gave October its feeling. Cozy with just enough mystery to feel magical. Even now, when I revisit them, they bring me right back to that sense of possibility. Over the years, decorating has become its own tradition, with certain displays I return to again and again. One of my favorites is in the kitchen. I started with a pair of ceramic tea light ghosts from the 90s that belonged to my mother, and slowly grew it into a collection. I've always been fascinated by ghosts. Maybe because on one stormy night years ago, I'm fairly certain I saw one while staying at a bed and breakfast in Marathon, Texas. But the real turning point for me was the movie A Ghost Story. It stayed with me in a way I can't quite explain. Haunting, not just because of the ghost itself, but because of the story about time, memory, and love. I even made 2 pieces of artwork of that simple sheeted figure. One painted on an old window, and the other a watercolor. They've both found their place in my kitchen display this year, surrounded by other little ghosts that I've collected. Every year I add a new one. I just can't resist it. There's something about ghosts, whimsical yet reflective, a reminder of things past but also playful in their own way. And that's what this season is for me. Cozy, yes, but always a little haunting. Decorating the house is one thing, but the biggest project this October is transforming my outdoor space. It's where we'll be hosting our Halloween party this year, and right now it looks more storage overflow than haunted carnival. Milanote is a tool for organizing creative projects, and it's where I've been keeping track of every detail for this transformation. I built this board using Milanote's event planning template and named it my Witch's Workshop. What I love is how playful it is to plan here. I can rename boards with spooky titles, change their colors to fit the mood, and link everything together so I can move easily between boards. In this board, I have my full vision. Carnival tent drapes, a plywood moon with bats, jack-o'-lanterns, even a Harry Potter-inspired lightning cloud ceiling. I can pull images straight from the internet with Milanote's web clipper tool and drop them into my mood board, which makes the transformation feel real before I even get started. I've also been using the craft materials list template to track all of the DIY supplies. Plywood and paint for cutouts, polyfill for clouds, string lights, serving platters. Having everything in one place makes a huge project like this feel possible. I also made a board for potions and feasts, with food ideas like ghost-shaped pizzas and spooky drinks. It's also where I track what my friends are bringing, so they can see the vibe and add their own touches. One of my favorite things has been mocking up the space itself. Here's the garage and patio as they are now. And right beside it is the vision for how I want it to feel on party night. Milanote lets me line up the before and after long before the real transformation begins. Everything also syncs between desktop and mobile. I can update a checklist while I'm out shopping for supplies and see it instantly when I'm back at my computer. Milanote has been where all of my scattered ideas come together. It keeps me organized, but it also makes the planning feel fun, like stepping into the party before it even happens. If you would like to try Milanote for your own projects, you can sign up for free without any time limit with the link in the description and the pinned comment. I want to send a big thank you to Milanote for sponsoring today's video. Now let's bring this vision to life. For this part of the garage, Ryan and I picked up these giant rolls of plastic tablecloths, one black and one white. 200 feet each, which sounds ridiculous, but once you start measuring for the ceiling and the walls, it disappears really quickly. We started at the top, stapling the fabric in place and letting it fall down the wall. It looked better if we bunched it up a little at first, so that became the rhythm. Staple, drape, staple, drape. Alternating black and white until the whole thing started to look like a circus tent. Of course, it wasn't the easiest project. The garage is basically a spider hotel, it was humid, and Ryan's back was still bothering him from the day before. But he refused to let me climb the ladder, so I was on the ground telling him how much to drape and trying to keep the stripes lined up. Some ended up longer than others, but honestly, that kind of added to the effect. I have to admit though, it was hard to tell if my vision was really coming through at this stage. It looked kind of rough, like the underpainting of a bigger picture. But that's how these projects always go. You need the base layer first, and then the magic comes in as you start adding more. After the tent went up, I kept looking at the space and thinking it needed something more. A little bit of whimsy and a little bit of magic. That's when I thought of the crescent man in the moon. He feels straight out of vintage Halloween art. That mix of spooky and charming, like he belongs in the background of an old October postcard. So I sketched him out, projected the design onto a piece of plywood, and slowly brought him to life, tracing, cutting, painting, and adding texture until the flat board started to feel like something with presence. The best part was the face. Once I painted in that smile, he suddenly felt alive, like he was in on the whole plan. He's finished now, but he doesn't have a place yet. So he waits off to the side, watching, smiling, until the sky itself begins to change. And this is how the sky began to change. You've probably seen cloud ceilings floating around online. They're one of those super viral Halloween DIYs. And this is the way we decided to try it. We started by stapling flattened cardboard boxes to the ceiling so we'd have something to work on. Then we got a strip of LED lights and ran it across the cardboard in a zigzag pattern. Then we set them to a lightning effect, because if you're going to make clouds, you might as well give them their own storm. Once the lights were in place, we put on gloves, grabbed spray adhesive, and started sticking polyfill right onto the cardboard. The whole point was to cover the lights completely, so when they flash, it looks like real lightning inside the clouds. It was definitely messy. The spray adhesive got all over our arms, little fibers kept falling into our faces, and halfway through we had to run out for more polyfill. At first we thought we'd cover the entire ceiling, but that would have been insanely expensive, so we condensed it down to this figure 8 shape instead. But honestly, I think it turned out so cool. Between the striped tent walls, the glowing clouds, and bursts of lightning, the garage feels like a completely different space. It's whimsical, dramatic, and exactly the kind of Halloween magic I want for our party. Now that the sky is ready, I think we need to add a little bit more magic. It is so magical and so whimsical in here. I cannot believe how good it looks. There was a moment there where I thought that this was not gonna turn out okay, but I think that it really does look good. I think we have that perfect night circus meets Harry Potter vibe in here, and I just cannot wait to do the rest of the space. We left half of the room undone because our corridor here catches way too much wind, and since the party is quite a few weeks away, we didn't want those drapes that we have planned to put up on the ceiling to get ripped away. So that's gonna be in part 2 of this entire project. We still have quite a bit of work to do, like the patio and, like I said, the other part of this wall. Plus, I have so many things to get ready, like games and food and so many things, so I hope that you'll come back for part 2 in just a couple of weeks when we finally have our party. I think it would be absolutely foolish for Ryan and I to just go inside and ignore this entire space that we've created. So we're gonna put it to some use before the party. Tonight, we are going to make a spooky ghost-shaped pizza. We're going to set up the blow-up mattress and get it all nice and cozy in here. And we're gonna put our projector to use and have a little spooky Halloween movie marathon. Chock full of snacks, pizza, and it's just gonna be so much fun. So let's go inside and start making the pizza. Making these little ghost pizzas has me thinking about why October has always been my favorite. When I was a kid, I remember my elementary school put on this huge Oktoberfest fair kind of thing, and it felt like the whole world turned into Halloween for a night. Every classroom became something different. Cookie decorating, carnival games, the gym transformed for a cakewalk. My dad's mission every year was to win a German chocolate cake, and when he did, he'd grin like it was the best prize in the world. There was also bobbing for apples, pickle on a string, and even a car you could smash with a hammer. Those little games made it all feel so special, and honestly, I've been tempted to bring some of them back for our own party this year. Outside of school, trick-or-treating with my friends in my neighborhood was the highlight of the season. Every block felt alive. One house even turned their entire patio into a haunted funhouse, complete with aliens and ghosts. But the scariest memory I have is when their teenage son dressed up as a clown and stood completely still like a statue. Everyone thought he was just another prop until he would suddenly jump, and I swear I didn't stop running until the next street. But the memory that sticks with me the most is leaving the festival one year and seeing a giant harvest moon rising over the horizon. It was enormous, glowing this deep amber orange like it had been painted into the sky. The whole night felt enchanted, and in that moment, it was like October itself belonged to me. That's the kind of magic I still chase every year. A little spooky, a little cozy, and full of tradition. And since October means something different to everyone, I'd love to know, what's your favorite October memory? Or the little ritual that makes the month feel like yours? For me, it will always be that mixture of laughter and chill in the air, with a giant amber moon reminding me why October feels like home.
Feet on the stripes in the Alabama highway, out there in the open, just a wishing and a hoping. I could smell the pines when I let you in the doorway. Took the seat next to mine like you've been there before. I'm different. Stand and lose ya. Get by when you're at my side. I'm befriended and then lose ya. At the end of my bed, in the palm tree lightning, it was nothing you did, I just felt my low lightning. Now we talk all the time, it's a little one-sided, always one step ahead, and I'm running behind you. I'm befriended and then lose ya. I could never stand to lose ya. I get by when you're at my side. I'm befriended and then lose ya. I'm befriended and in lose ya. I could never stand to lose ya. I get by when you're at my side. I'm befriended and